Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Let's begin with one of the most controversial and emotionally charged pairings in bold and beautiful history, Hope Logan and Thomas Forrester. Say what you want about their past, and there's certainly a lot to unpack, but there's no denying the magnetic pull between them. Hope and Thomas have gone from bitter enemies to passionate lovers and back again. And while many fans are divided over whether Thomas deserves redemption, one thing is clear: Hope has never looked at anyone the way she's looked at Thomas, not even Liam. That's saying a lot, considering how long Hope and Liam's story has lasted. Thomas has done terrible things. Manipulations, lies, using his own son to get closer to Hope. That trauma can't be erased. But the growth we've seen in Thomas over time is undeniable. He's taken accountability. He's stepped back when it mattered. He's worked to become a better father, a better son, a better man. And when Hope finally gave in to her feelings for him, it wasn't out of manipulation. It was raw. It was real. It was overdue. But what makes this couple potential endgame isn't just their chemistry. It's what they represent. They symbolize transformation. Hope has always been the symbol of purity and idealism, while Thomas has wrestled with darkness. Together, they challenge each other to evolve. They offer something that Liam never could, a true emotional awakening. When Hope is with Liam, she's safe. But with Thomas, she's alive. That spark, that danger mixed with devotion, is something that makes their reunion not just possible, but inevitable. If the writers dare to go there again, we could see a fully matured version of this pairing. One where they co-parent Douglas with love, not chaos. One where Hope steps into her independence, not as a woman torn between men, but as someone who chooses passion and growth over comfort. And Thomas, finally letting go of obsession and proving he can love unconditionally, would bring the redemption arc full circle. A Hope-Thomas endgame would not only rewrite their own narrative, but it would send ripples through the entire Forrester and Logan families. Now let's move to a couple whose foundation is loyalty, family, and decades of shared history, Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester. These two have been through every kind of heartbreak possible. Affairs, divorces, betrayals, secret children, manipulations, other marriages. You name it, they've lived through it. And yet, they always circle back to each other. Why? Because some loves are simply eternal. Brooke and Ridge aren't just another couple. They're the iconic face of bold and the beautiful. Whether you're a diehard Bridge fan or someone who's questioned their choices, you can't deny the legacy they've built. But what would make a final reunion between Ridge and Brooke so powerful isn't just the nostalgia. It's the idea of true love enduring even when it shouldn't. Brooke has made her fair share of mistakes, from kissing Ridge's father to manipulating situations to keep Ridge close. And Ridge has been far from perfect, bouncing between Taylor and Brooke, often putting his children's opinions above his own heart. But after all the chaos, these two have a bond that defies logic. When Ridge walks into a room and sees Brooke, you can feel that unspoken connection. That energy. That history. It's not just romance, it's gravity. And even now, after their most recent splits and reconciliations, there's a calmness about them. A knowing. They may fight. They may fall apart. But they always find their way back. If the writers want to honor the show's roots and bring emotional closure to years of back and forth, a final, lasting reunion between Ridge and Brooke could be a poetic way to end their journey. Not just another wedding, but a deep emotional commitment where both characters accept who they are, flaws and all, and finally stop the cycle of running. No more Taylor interference. No more miscommunications. Just two people who realize that despite everything, they are each other's home. And now we arrive at the third endgame couple. One that's newer compared to Bridge or Thope, but whose connection has stunned fans and sparked intense debates. We're talking about Steffy Forrester and Bill Spencer. Yes, you heard that right. Not Liam. Not Finn. Bill. The man who once ruled the business world with ruthless ambition and who found himself utterly captivated by the fearless, passionate Steffy. This might seem out of left field to newer fans, but longtime viewers remember the fire that existed between Steffy and Bill. It was electric, dangerous, intoxicating. Their affair turned the Forrester and Spencer families upside down. At the time, it was scandalous. But what if it was more than just scandal? What if that passion was actually a glimpse of something real, something unfulfilled? Steffi has always been portrayed as strong, independent, and strategic. She's not someone who fades into the background. And Bill, for all his arrogance, saw Steffi as his equal. Not someone to control, but someone to chase. Someone who challenged him, who made him vulnerable. That kind of chemistry doesn't just go away. It simmers. It waits. And now, as Bill begins reevaluating his life and legacy, and Steffi faces continued upheaval in her own marriage and family, the timing might finally be right. Imagine Steffi stepping away from the endless triangle with Liam and Hope. Imagine her realizing that Finn's quiet loyalty isn't enough to satisfy the fire inside her. Imagine Bill seeing Steffi not just as a past obsession, but as a future partner, one who could stand beside him in business and in life. A Steffi-Bill reunion would shake the canvas in ways no one expects. It would bring out the best and worst of both characters. But more importantly, it would rewrite both. If the writers are brave enough to explore it again, they could take the dynamic from forbidden to empowering. Not a scandal, but a mature, honest love between two people who have been through enough to finally know what they want. They've both changed. They've both grown. And that chemistry? It's still there, buried just beneath the surface. One look, one touch, and everything could come rushing back. Now, let's think about how these three reunions would collide across the show. A Hope and Thomas endgame would send Liam spiraling. He would no longer be the center of two women's affections. That identity crisis could push him to new depths or force him to find something real of his own. Meanwhile, a Ridge and Brooke final reunion would finally close the chapter on decades of back and forth, giving both characters the stability they deserve, and clearing the way for Taylor to find love elsewhere, maybe even in a fresh, unexpected pairing. As for Steffi and Bill, their reunion would be the most explosive of all. Katie would be shocked. Liam would be furious. Finn would be devastated. But it would also reignite something that's been missing from B&B for a while: bold choices. Risky storytelling. Passion that burns instead of simmers. And let's not forget the ripple effects across the generations. Douglas would thrive with Hope and Thomas in a stable household. Brooke could step into her role as matriarch, finally respected by Ridge and everyone around her. And Steffi, standing tall beside Bill, could become a power couple in both business and love, shaking up Forrester Creations and Spencer Publications alike. These aren't just romantic fantasies. These are storyline goldmines. And with the right pacing, the right writing, and the right timing, The Bold and the Beautiful could deliver one of its most unforgettable eras yet. An era where endgames don't just mean happy endings, but earned, dramatic, and deeply emotional resolutions. These reunions wouldn't be simple. They would be complicated, messy, healing, and beautiful all at once. And that's the magic of soap operas. Love doesn't have to make sense. It just has to feel real. These couples, Hope and Thomas, Brooke and Ridge, Steffi and Bill, they feel real. They represent different kinds of love: healing, enduring, and transformative. And if the writers take the leap, these love stories could redefine the show's legacy for years to come. Let the drama unfold. Let the hearts collide. Because some couples are meant to be. And when they finally reunite, it'll change everything. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.